It's your girl, Mrs. Tony Two Times, and I'm back with another episode of Hood Tales. In this video, I'll be taking it to Ponce Inlet, Florida, to discuss the tragic case of how Micayla Yusco and her husband, Tyden Guinn, allegedly ended the life of an 89-year-old woman after believing it had to be done because she was evil. But before we get into this video, please hit the like button if you enjoy our content. Also, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already and join the Tony Two Times family. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. Also, if you'd like to see more episodes of Hood Tales, please click the link to the playlist in the description box after this video to get caught up on episodes you may have missed. Finally, be sure to share this video with everyone you know. Also, everything in this video is alleged. All right, let's get right into it. In January 2022, 22-year-old Micayla Yusco was working as a caregiver for 89-year-old Margaret Darlene Hindsley. Margaret, who went by her middle name Darlene, was recovering from surgery, and Micayla had been coming to her condo in Ponce Inlet for about 4 months. The condos where Margaret lived housed mostly retirees. Micayla would be there twice a day to help with daily tasks like meal prep, laundry, and cleaning. Outside of Micayla's supplemental care, Margaret lived independently. Her family also lived nearby and would stop in and check on her. Margaret spent a lot of time with her grandchildren, who described her as loving and kind. Margaret was full of life and a devout Christian. In her earlier life, she was a missionary. Her philanthropic nature carried on through to her later life. Margaret grew fond of Micayla, and the two would even pray together. But there was a side to Micayla that Margaret had not seen yet. Micayla had faced some troubles in her past. She has been through mental and emotional issues. Despite her issues, Micayla found love and was married to 24-year-old Tyden Guinn. Tyden served in the Air Force. He and Micayla had been married for 2 years. By 2022, Micayla and Tyden had begun their own Bible study sessions after watching a movie that persuaded them that the way Christianity was practiced was wrong. Micayla and Tyden had shared their newfound revelation with Tyden's father, who is a pastor. Micayla and Tyden now believe that all churches and everything involved with it were the devil. Knowing of Micayla's past issues, her father-in-law was concerned about their new beliefs. He believed his son and daughter-in-law were capable of doing something fatal. On January 4th, 2022, during her afternoon shift at Margaret's, Micayla decided to steal from Margaret. She took a life insurance policy, $100 in cash, and some other items from the condo. Micayla used the cash to buy Molly. According to reports, Micayla and Tyden, both of Port Orange, Florida, smoked Molly together later that day. The couple then allegedly began planning something sinister that involved the woman Micayla cared for, Margaret Hindsley. After getting high, Micayla had convinced herself that she was a god. Micayla somehow believed that Margaret was evil. She conjured up this plot with her husband Tyden, declaring that Margaret had to lose her life for religious reasons. So in the early morning hours of January 5th, 2022, Micayla and Tyden drove to the Links condominiums. Micayla was familiar with the condo community, so her and Tyden jumped the fence to get to Margaret's residence on Links Village Drive. The couple took the elevator to Margaret's floor. Micayla knew that Margaret's door would be unlocked. Micayla and Tyden went inside Margaret's condo and found her alone. Micayla wanted to take a more hands-on approach, but instead directed Tyden to shoot Margaret. Tyden did so twice in her head, and the couple ran out of the condo, leaving Margaret fatally wounded. After leaving, Micayla and Tyden drove to Oak Hill to Tyden's parents' house. Tyden's father and wife woke up to Tyden and Micayla in their bedroom with a weapon wrapped in a towel. They told him what they had just done to Margaret. The couple started talking about why they did what they did. Micayla did most of the talking and told her father-in-law that she is a god and owned Tyden. Micayla told them that Margaret was evil and they needed to do it. In shock, Tyden's father called 911 to report what he was just told by his son and daughter-in-law.
911, where's your emergency?
I have somebody come to my house at 2.
Turn him over to the authorities, and I'll say him.
Oak Hill.
He's illegally tied.
What's the name of the road?
Oak Hill. My son dog came to my house, told me they just shot somebody.
He and his wife talked to the couple in an effort to make sure they didn't leave before law enforcement arrived. In the lengthy 911 call, Tyden's father told the operator he feared something like this would happen and said he thought it would have been him. Tyden's father said he met Margaret once before and said she was a nice lady and didn't deserve that. He also told the 911 operator that Micayla had his son in a spell.
It's crazy.
Okay.
She's influenced the son with this mess.
At around 5:15 a.m. on January 5th, 2022, police in Ponce Inlet responded to Margaret's residence. Upon entry into her condo, police and EMT found Margaret suffering from severe wounds, but she was still breathing. Investigators also found 2 9mm shell casings that matched the type of weapon the couple gave to Tyden's father. Margaret was rushed to a nearby hospital for treatment, but sadly, she didn't make it. Margaret's slaying was the first one in 20 years in Ponce Inlet. The small town in Volusia County, Florida, is home to just about 3,200 people. This kind of brutality didn't happen there. Micayla Yusco and Tyden Guinn were arrested. The car and weapon used during the crime were taken into evidence along with other items. While Tyden stayed tight-lipped when he spoke to detectives, Micayla, on the other hand, confessed to the plot that led to Margaret's life being taken. She told officers about the previous burglary, the molly, her beliefs, and that she was a god, and instructed her husband on what to do instead of going with her original plan. Detectives also had surveillance footage from the condominiums that showed Micayla and Tyden jumping the fence at 4:23 a.m. on January 5th. Get off the elevator at 4:30 a.m., then jump the fence again 22 seconds later. The entry to exit was less than 8 minutes. The husband and wife were both charged with Margaret slaying and burglary. At her first appearance in court, Micayla cried towards the end and asked to speak with her public defender as she left the courthouse. As for her husband, Tyden, like in his interview with police, he was more quiet with not much to say. They were both denied bond and are currently being held in jail until they go to trial. Micayla Yusco and Tyden Guinn are innocent until proven guilty. May Margaret Darlene Hindsley continue to rest in peace. My belated condolences to her family. What happened to her was just so senseless. It's hard to comprehend why it happened. It was just pure evil that drove Micayla and Tyden to allegedly do what they did. I know substances may have played a part too, but this story has a lot of elements of the battle between good and evil. A former missionary who lived to be 89 and then lost her life at the hands of someone she trusted and prayed with. A pastor whose son is accused of committing the crime with his wife. And a young couple who went from condemning one religion but fell into another one that led them to take a life. It makes you question what makes people do the evil things they do. What drives them? Did Micayla and Tyden have a psychotic break from reality? Micayla believed she was a god that owned her husband and had to eradicate evil, all from an idea from a movie. And her husband blindly obliged to her antics, allegedly. It's all just so crazy. Fam, let's keep the discussion going and tell me your thoughts on this tragic story in the comments below. All right, fam, that's it for this episode of Hood Tales. Thank you all so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This is your girl, Mrs. Tony 2 Times, and I'm out.